Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode of Geekverse Podcast. I am one of your hosts, the Big Sausage, Taylor Field, and I'm joined by.
I'm the 7-footer, Kirkland Panzer. I love that our names are so similar.
Yeah. We are here because we're continuing on through our journey as Knights of the Seven Kingdoms. Episode 2 here, back in Westeros. And if you did missed our first episode review last week, and go check that out and get caught up, and then you can come back and tune into this. But I think we're just going to skip the non-spoilers portion of this because these episodes are very minor.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
the only warning I'm going to put out there is if you haven't seen the episode, go watch it and come back. Otherwise, we're just going to be getting right into it. But before we do, of course, a couple of plugs. You can find us with your internet connection. Geekverse.ca is our home base. Geekversecast is our Twitter. Geekverse is our Geekverse podcast, our Facebook. Fuck, it's been a long time since I've done the roll call. Holy shit. My goodness. But, the most important thing of all to drop on the call here is Patreon. Go check us out. Ad-free early episodes. Lots of exclusive cool stuff on there. And the Patreon producers. You folks are fantastic. I got to shout you out. Aaron Braden, April of Darkness, Jack Grant, Superbad Mike, The Good God Loves Me 69, Hidalgo, Lenny Kravitz, Cocktail Clay, John with No H, Sam Green, and John M. Just an amazing roster right there. I love it.
Look at that roster. Yeah.
It's so good.
It's a good list of names.
Is there anything else you want to shout out, Kirkland?
No.
No?
I feel like we have another review going right now, but we don't. I don't know. There's just a lot on the
Wonder Man, I think, is starting.
Oh,
and
that's what's coming up. Yeah, Wonder Man.
because I think that's a Dylan and Travis thing.
I have not committed to that at all. So
Okay.
we'll see about that. And then
Yeah.
they also have, what's that other show they're reviewing right now? Fallout, right? Is that still going on?
Yes, yeah, and I've been assisting because both of them have kind of just been like taking
Ah.
absences, and so they're like, Taylor, can you
Is the
fill
show
me
that
in?"
bad? They just have to tap out. I can't talk about this garbage.
I'd say they're just busy schedules because the show's actually
Okay.
really good. I'm digging it.
Nice.
I mean,
Okay,
I'm
cool.
digging season 2.
I haven't
It's
seen the new
awesome.
season yet. Cool.
And you've played the games, right?
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah, you're
sure.
familiar with the universe then.
Yeah, I watched the
Cool.
first season also. So
Were you on the review for the first season?
No, I wasn't. I
No.
didn't watch it till many a time after.
Till later. Gotcha. All right, but yeah, that's one of the many things on the feeds that you can tune into. So go check that out. Because we had the penultimate, I think, is this week, and then the finale is next week. So it's gonna be a good time. But other than that, let's get into this. Like I said, if you haven't seen it, we're getting into spoilers now. So where do you want to start, Kirkland?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like right off the hop, I had a lot of fun with this episode. I think it's not that I didn't enjoy last week's episode. It's just I didn't really understand what I was getting myself into, in the sense of like it's a very different feeling Westeros show that I'm used to seeing, like both House of the Dragons and Game of Thrones. Very like brutal, cutthroat, and just like a lot of gut punch moments where it's just like, oh, I feel awful. Like, it's renowned for you fall in love with a character and then they just kill off that character, and it's just like, this is the world that we live in. Like, it's just so brutal, and I feel like this show right away it does not come off like that. Like there, it does seem like there's danger in the world, but like it feels so much more lighthearted. And it's not a con by any means. It's just I was a little bit surprised going into the show with that in mind. But this week now, coming into week 2, I've seen the first week. I kind of know what flavoring I'm getting, and I really really love this episode. I thought it was really really good. I feel like it feels very very short, both because I'm just enjoying what I'm getting, and also the runtime is just short. Like, it is just a really short show. So going week to week, I don't know. I feel like I'm just getting like, I feel like I'm at like a festival or something, and they're coming around with little appetizers, and each one is just super super small, but it's so delicious. So I'm just like, I'm not satiated at all, but I'm like, oh, I really want more of that. And gotta wait another week, sir, till you get your another little amuse bouche. So I really wish I could have just binged this show. Just watch them all, especially just considering the runtimes. Like, you could probably get through the whole show when it's said and done in just a couple hours. But yeah, that's I guess a positive of a con to have, that I am enjoying it so much that I do just want to watch it all. Really really loving the leads. I feel like they're both Egg and Dunk are really really just wholesome and fun, and Yeah, no, I think it's really really good. Production wise, excellent as always with these HBO projects. It's funny you're talking about The Knight's Tale. Bring up that movie last week's review, and again this one, you get right into the jousting, so it's just like totally reminded me of that. A little bit more extreme though, with like the multiple horses all at once compared to The Knight's
Oh,
Tale, where it's just like one on
Jesus.
ones. I could like it's so easy to just head on collision with the other horse, but I guess the horses know what they're doing. But no, I thought it looked really cool, just like all the costume designs too, with the different armors. Really, really loved all that stuff, and even just the world building with the different families and whatnot. Like I've dabbled in the first novel, I think, of Game of Thrones. Um, so like I don't really know too much about like all the lineages, but just through watching Game of Thrones, 8 seasons of that, and then getting House of the Dragon, like I at least recognize emblems and sigils and family names like the Tyrells and stuff like that, and the Baratheons. So, of course, the Lannisters and the Targaryens, famous of them all. It's kind of cool when they're like talking about the families and who's related to who. And maybe I'm not super accurate with like my family trees, but I can at least kind of piece them together. So I am enjoying those conversations when they're discussing like the different families and kind of who's in charge and the hand of the king and what that position is. Like it's kind of fun jumping into the shows, not having to really be explained how it works. Like we already know about the hand of the king. So when you hear that term, oh yeah, no, totally know what's going on. And just the importance of the Targaryens and the dragons and all that stuff. So yeah, no, I'm loving it. I'm loving these Westeros shows.
Yeah, I'm with you. This episode definitely it grew on me a lot more after last week's. I think it just does come
Talking about
down to that.
growing, there was a lot of growing going
Oh,
on
there's a
in this
lot of
episode.
growth, a lot of growth. Holy smokes! I think it's just kind of prepping people for what to expect. I think a lot of people going into this show were just anticipating something very different. Your classic kind of Game of Thrones esque adventure or whatnot. But yeah, it's small scale and it's doing a lot of things that it just are driving well with me, and I'm excited to see where the story is going to take us because so far it's calm and it's enjoyable, entertaining, and yeah, I'm digging what we're getting out of this. So this episode in particular, I think it felt very, very short, but they covered a lot of good ground in here and just kind of continued on our journey. And it set me up for excitement for next week's episode with everything kind of going underway. And I'm excited to see Sir Dunk the Tall just all decked out in his armor and everything that he's got like piecing together here. And I feel like, as classic Game of Thrones fashion is. The guy that you like gets killed, you don't expect it, this and that. I feel like okay, he's not going to get killed, but I feel like his first match he's going to lose everything. And we're building up to like 2 episodes, probably 2.5, where we're rooting for him. He's getting his armor, he's getting everything in line, he's making friends. He finally got recognized as a knight in this episode. He's getting his new shield sigil. Like everything's coming together. And I feel like he's just going to get knocked the fuck off his horse right away and he's going to lose everything. But I'm hoping that maybe they subvert that expectation. I don't even know if that is an expectation. Maybe the expectation is that he's going to win. And they subvert that by having him just fuck up and fail, which I feel like that's what they're going to do. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like he is gonna not fail, so maybe that'll be where we differ in our predictions. We'll have to circle back to this when we see what happens. I don't know. Maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid and I'm just buying into what they're selling. I'm like, yeah, I totally believe Sir Dunk the Tall is gonna pop off in this tournament. Is it like only jousting this tournament? Because I wasn't sure if he was actually gonna be the one like participating in that, or if he's going to be doing different events and whatnot, or if there even is other events. We saw them do some tug of war here. I assume there's going to be hand-to-hand combat. That just seems like a very standard tournament type thing to have. But
I assume there was because there was that other guy in last week's episode that was raging at him, right? He's like, that's my shitty cousin. Come fight me. He's just picking fights.
yeah, the Lannister guy, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe he's just competing in a bunch of different categories. Who knows? I don't really know how this tournament works. I just know that there's a tournament, there's games, there's a games master. You got to be a knight to participate.
Yeah, that's right. I like what you said about just recognizing everything in this world too, the different house sigils and whatnot. And it's the symbols that I'm looking for, like the Tyrells, remember them from Game of Thrones, and the Targaryens popping in here too. That's always exciting to see, and it's funny because they're always such unique personalities, the Targaryens. And I feel like you got the one in here who's just fucking pissed and an asshole, and the other one who's
Yeah.
very noble.
His sons are missing. Come on, he's sad.
He's definitely sad. I didn't see why there was an offense when Sir Dunk is like, I hope they're not dead, and he walks out of there. It's like, that's a sincere wish, you know.
I
Why
feel
would
like it's
take
just
offense
something
to
you
it?
don't even want to. You don't even want to
Just
mention
put the
that.
energy out there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I'm sure they're totally not dead and murdered and robbed. It's like, what the hell, dude?
What do
No,
you
I
know
really
about
like that whole scene. Actually, I thought at first I thought it was gonna be really like corny and cheesy when they're like, "You there? What are you doing around that corner?" Hiding. But no, I like the just the, as you said, like the very different types of Targaryens in that room, and the oldest brother, I think, right? Like those two are brothers, and then the
Mhm.
older brother is the hand, like the nicer guy, who remembered, what was his name, Sir Arlen of Pennytree. So I thought that was a nice little humble moment of or wholesome moment of yeah, just remembering that like he wasn't really good, but he was just a very chivalrous guy, you know, like he always stuck to his word and whatnot. And I did love like the montage between Dunk and him. And then of course the scene when he just walks out and he's got this fucking
Not
7-foot
expecting
big
that.
sausage.
Just
When he turned, I'm like, oh, it's gonna
huge.
be like a classic, like old guy wiener or something. You know, it's just this tiny
Is
little
that
thing.
a?
But
Is that a?
especially that he just grips it and when he's just pissing. Like,
Is that the
that's a
actor's
Willem
real
Dafoe. Willem Dafoe special.
meat and
Yeah.
potatoes there, or
Yeah.
is he packing like a prop cock?
Oh, that's got to be a prop.
That's a
Maybe
Samson cock.
Yeah, that's like, to me that's like a unicorn, but maybe that's just, you know, I don't know what's actually out there. Who knows? But that thing was fucking massive. I love that they just gave it like super nice guy, not the best, but he had an iron jaw and just a massive fucking hog. This guy,
It's huge. God damn.
that was amazing. I like that detail. And then yeah. Oh, and then just yeah, that throne room type scene. How that's kind of how we got into the tournament, because the guy's like, well, it's up to the games master, but I see no issue with you participating. So yeah, I like that whole sequence. I was kind of thrown off with that little girl that was like, what'd she say like to him when he's like sneaking around and like watching like before he gets caught on like the Targaryen guys talking, he's like spying on them, and then she just says a bunch of things. She's like, oh yeah, he's really upset because his sons are missing. And then it's just randomly is like, you're stupid and tall. And then like just like fake punches him and he flinches and she just runs away. Like it was like just a dream sequence. It was such a strange moment.
Yeah, it didn't make much sense. I don't know how to interpret that. Just some kid in the castle just stirring the
looked-
pot, I guess.
Sir Dunk just looked like a flashbang went off. Like he was just like, what the fuck is going on with this girl? Just fake punches him and then runs away.
Yeah, him being there was because he wasn't just like eavesdropping. He was there because he had
Dropping
the
no
idea
eaves.
dropping no eaves. He was there because had the impression like, okay, I can get this Targaryen to vouch for me, right? That was his whole MO.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to find someone that would remember his knight, his lord, Sir Big Hog.
Sir Big Hog, yeah. God damn. Yeah, I can't believe that cock size. That was just massive. That's going to kill someone. I'm pretty sure when he's like, wait here, that woman was dead behind him in this little hut there. God damn. That thing was packed. But yeah, I like the flashback sequences that you highlighted. I thought that was pretty cool seeing them, because the first go around, he was just like slapping him and being a bit of an ass and grungy old guy to him, but now in this it's like they were laughing, they were bonding, and they were having a good time together right up until his death.
Yeah, I was gonna say too, I thought last week well, I guess we kind of figured that out, never mind. I was gonna say I thought he was like his blood son, but then last week they talk about him being like an orphan when he's talking to Egg about being an orphan. They kind of share that situation, so I kind of forgot about that. I was gonna mention that, but yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I was gonna mention. Oh, sorry.
go ahead.
You go.
Go ahead.
No, you go.
No. You by all means.
I was taking us elsewhere. I was gonna mention like when they're at the tournament, Egg is on his shoulders, and then Sir Dunk is like, he's just having like a panic attack, like a very anxious moment, and then he's kind of thinking about just like his knight, like his role model. I have to keep looking at my notes because I forget his name, Sir Arlen of Pennytree, and just like how in his eyes, that's like what a knight is, but like he's literally buried on the side of a highway. Like he never, like nobody here recognizes him. Like that's just like not really what makes like the legendary knights aren't like the people that are making like those best decisions. I kind of like that moment. And then at the end when Egg is talking to him about the fire, and or talking to him around the fire, and it's just talking about like his drive, like I'm just gonna pop off and like win this tournament, like that's kind of where I was like, oh yeah, I actually believe he is gonna win this tournament. I think just especially with the stakes of the show right now, it seems like it's gonna be a pretty safe venture, but that's probably where they're gonna get me, because this is still Westeros. It is still very dangerous, and he's probably gonna, as you said, get fucked up in the tournament and lose everything.
Let's have the White Walkers storm in and kill everyone. At the...
Just on the dragon, they're flying like the ice dragon.
I was gonna highlight the that one other Targaryen that we saw. So we got the two brothers here, the Hand of the King and Jazz. But then we got the other guy, which I can't remember his title, but he was the younger
dude?
one. And he's like, "Go fetch me a fine wench." And
Prince Aryan Bright Flame is his tag.
Bright Flame.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then Prince Baelor, like the hand, was Breakspear. And then Prince Maekar. There's nothing on here. And then there's Prince Daeron, the drunken Targaryen.
Yeah, he was in the previous episode. He was the drunk guy, right?
Right, yes.
Yeah, so okay, I saw something funny about this Bright Flame Targaryen character. So people were talking about how oh my god, why can't I remember him? The Lannister boy, the asshole, Joffrey Lannister. I guess Joffrey Baratheon technically is his
there you go.
legal name, but the people were sharing this reel about him just kind of spoiling everything for Game of Thrones, where he's like taking I can't remember her name, but the Tyrell, his bride to be, around the tombs.
Oh, Prince
and it's just
Marjorie.
Like,
come on now.
Princess Marjorie, yeah. Ooh. Just kind of showing off the all like the Targaryens and their sob stories. Right.
Yeah.
And so this is one of the ones he says, so Prince Aerion Brightflame Targaryen, he talks to her and tells her that he consumed dragon wildfire, I think, or maybe just wildfire, convinced that it would turn him into a dragon. So he just fucking melts himself drinking wildfire.
So that's gonna happen.
That's the future of this character that we've seen so far. Yeah, he's just an idiot.
That's funny.
Yeah, and I like that kind of stuff. I like, at the end of the day, I don't think it's a problem already knowing what's going to happen with these characters. I think it's kind of funny that they introduce them and we know how it's going to go.
Especially like the time frame, right? Like this is just 100 years before the events of Game of Thrones. That's not a long time, right? Like, that's like a lifetime away. So just kind of thinking about who they talk about in the early stages of Game of Thrones, of like the previous leaders. Do some crossover there.
100 years. I mean, Ned Stark would be born in the next 60, 70 years. No, because Ned Stark died when he's probably in his 50s. So Robert Baratheon with the next 50 years. So yeah, that's probably the kind of the baseline for most of our characters.
Ned was probably like actually 26 years old or something. He just looks so old. That's just a hard world.
Snow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
You're talking about Prince Aryan Bright Flame. I like the scene when that like he gets there and he's like, fetch me a horse, fetch me a whore, whatever the hell he's doing. I'm not a servant, I'm blah blah blah. And then after that, when he like the horse just decks that guy, and then Dunk like kind of takes the horse into the stable, and then when he's interacting with the Kingsguard guys, I really like the back and forth there. I feel like the one guy was pretty reasonable, and again like just seemed like a normal guy. Mm-hmm. Where like Dunk just seems like so imposter syndrome of like he's trying to parade around as a knight. And then he's seeing all these people with like their fancy armors, and he's like, I am not a knight. Everybody thinks he's a stable boy, and he's just like low confidence. And there's this guy that's speaking to him. He's even calling him Sir Duncan. Like I liked how cordial that interaction was, especially like in his eyes. Like these are the Kingsguard. This is like the highest of elite. Mm-hmm. So I just really like that the interaction there. And there's some comedy in there because there's a good place to shit around here. It's like, nope. Man, every time you think about these medieval shows, when like they talk about stuff like that, I'm like, I'm so glad that I live in the era that I live in, of just I got my bidet toilet, I can have a nice clean poop, not pooping in the hay like these old medieval people were doing, just rats and the Black Plague going everywhere. terrible time to be living. But I digress. What do you think about that scene?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, not a great time, not a great time. But I like the scene. I love their armor. It looked super cool. I like that armor more than what their Kingsguard armor looks like in Game of Thrones.
I agree.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I think it was a good scene. I liked it. I liked that it was the one guy who was just kind of cocky and so forth. But you got the older guy who was yeah, just kind of grounding with him and honest. And I like just that humble beginnings. Like, oh, you're a crabber? Okay, yeah. How'd you get to be this? It's like, oh, just because I was good at crabbing, right? I just
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
a bullshit
totally.
answer, but it makes sense.
There in that scene too. I had to write it down so I didn't forget. But like right at the end, after the Kingsguard guys like walk away, Dunk's just standing there, and there's a guy that like is there with a horse, and he's like, "Are you Baelor Targaryen?" He's like, "Oh no, sorry, sir." He's like, "Well, get the fuck out of the way." That moment really got me. And then the other one that really got me too was early on in the episode. Dunk and Egg are like walking on the bridge, and then they hear the horns, and they're like, "What the like?" What is that? Who's coming? And then he turns to this one guy and he's just like, "Look at the banner, you giant cunt." Fuck, that moment got me so good. Just like those humor moments are so good. There's another moment too when what's his name? Sir Lionel, like the guy that was super friendly with Sir Duncan last episode. They had like a heart to heart in the tent when they're doing like the tug of war, and he's like, "You're gonna come do the tug of war with me. Use your muscles." And they're like doing it, and he just walks away, and he's like, "I gotta take a piss. I gotta," or he's like, "I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty." And they're all like just struggling to the rope, and he just grabs this guy's drink. The guy's like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "I'm thirsty, you cunt." And he just like drinks his cup. Oh, those moments are just so funny. They got me so good.
Yeah,
Just not
I
expecting the dialogue there, but it's good.
I agree. Yeah, it's super simple, but it's so well done. I really like that a lot. And I hope they build off of that a little bit more, and I hope we get it expanded because it was working on me 100%.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else I have. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about Egg because we got a little bit more with him in this episode. Not a whole
Yes.
lot, but I feel like it's very like hitting us right on the nose of like this guy major ties to Targaryens. Like they're not even like trying to really hide it. I know we were talking about this last week, but what do you think is how is that interaction gonna go about like what do you think? Is he just gonna have a scene with a Targaryen guy and then like that's how it's gonna go, or what do you think?
I don't know. Because I don't know why he's out here doing his thing, but I really found it intriguing when the Targaryens roll in. He's like, I'm just gonna go over here and back off. It's like, okay, interesting. It's like, why is he hiding from them? What's his MO? What's his goal? And
Why
why
is
is
he
he
bald?
keeping? Why is he bald? Yeah, like why is he keeping a secret from Sir Dunk the Tall? Like, there's so many questions, but I'm digging it. I like seeing good Targaryens. I really do.
Yeah, I thought it was weird too. When that scene I was shouting out earlier, when Dunk was having like a panic attack when they're watching the event, and Egg was on his hand on his shoulders. Like right after, Egg was like he like gripped his palms or something as if he's like Harry Potter. He's like feeling his scar. It was just a weird. And he's like, "Take me down, sir." And then like he just keeps cheering on the event. Like I thought it was gonna be like some moment like he's remembering some PTSD event or something, and it just wasn't. He just wanted to get down. I don't know. It was just maybe I was looking for some symbolic meaning there, and there wasn't nothing. Did you find that weird at all, or am I
No,
just
I
a little-
didn't. I didn't clue into
Yeah.
that like you
Okay,
did. Yeah.
never mind then.
Maybe it'll be
But yeah,
something.
it seems like every time there's like a Targaryen on screen, Egg like looks at him. He's like, "I gotta go." So it's like, okay, yeah, okay. There's something here, and who is this kid? But again, I thought like the chemistry between him and Dunk is fantastic. I really like those two. The one fire chick, Tanzil, I think her name is Tanzil the Tall, or I think was her name or something
Tanzil
like that.
Too
Tanzil
Tall.
Too Tall. Yeah. I like that scene when he was just kind of flirting with her, and then afterwards he's like talking to Egg. He's like, "Did that go well?" And they're just kind of debriefing there. I don't know. There's just something lovable about the buffoon of Duncan, and yeah, no, it's nice to like enjoy our protagonists, because if these guys were just nothing, like both Duncan and Egg, it would be like, holy fuck, yeah, these are long 30-minute episodes. But no, I'm really enjoying them, and I'm rooting for them. He has to pick his own sigil now, right?
Yeah, which I like how he picks like Egg kind of helped him figure out like the tree thing, right? And then he decided on the shooting star, which I like because that's just a good callback to when he was with Egg and the Egg spotted the shooting star, and
Yeah.
just the humble beginnings kind of thing. So
Totally. Yeah,
yeah,
I
I
like
dig
it.
it.
I dig it.
Cool. Well, do you have anything else?
No,
No.
no. What do you think happened to the sons? Do you think they were kidnapped, murdered? Do you think,
Oh,
I
my
thought Duncan
goodness.
was going to be like, I'm going to find these kids. I thought that was going to be like his mission. It just seemed like a quest giver type situation, you know, if you're playing an RPG.
Yeah. I mean, I have no idea because I don't know the Targaryen
Yeah.
like tree very well, so I don't know which Targaryens these are and how they fit into the story. But I just know, like, a lot of them are going the way of the dodo here, right? Like, we're kind of getting out the door, and I think when
Just
it
getting
comes to,
axed.
we're getting axed, and then I think in the next, like, 'cause how old would they be? Ned Stark was young, probably like late 20s, so I'd say, it's still a few. Well, one of these Targaryens is gonna give birth to the Mad King. I feel like maybe not this generation, but maybe like the next generation that gives
Yeah,
birth to the
probably.
Mad King, and then we get the whole rebellion thing going on. So, yeah,
There you go.
yeah,
Cool.
cool. Well, yeah, we will be back next week because yeah, these episodes are nice, short, and sweet, but they are turning out to be a dang good time. So tune in next Sunday for our thoughts, and until then, we'll see you in the search bar. Have a good one.
Adios.